1875, and it is 88. Close enough. And let's get that. Start with a center drill. Alright, so we'll center drill it, then drill it with a number 50 drill bit for a little bit more than 1/4 of an inch deep, and then we'll come back with a 256 tap. Get a tap center in the chuck, and we'll get that 256 tap in there and get that tapped. And that is a through hole, so that tap is going to go straight through. Get this out of the way. Okay, see if I can zoom out a little bit for everyone. And okay, so see if I can get. All right, so oops, sorry, getting everybody dizzy here. So I don't think I can get everything in there, but there's a spring-loaded tap center in there, and just to keep things straight. And we'll get this guy tapped here. Okay, and then there's a little bit of a profile that they have in the plans to cut. You know, it's just purely decorative. It's not functional at all, and I'm gonna try to stick to it a bit, and we'll see where that takes us. And then there's a through hole that goes through here, so I'm going to do both of these on the same piece. When I'm done with this, I'm going to flip it over. I'll take this out of the collet, turn it around. I'm going to do the same operations on the other side as I do this, and then I'll put this in a collet block and drill the hole where the wires will go through on the milling machine. And this way I'll be able to hold this. So if I parted it off now, I'd have nothing to really hold on that, so that's why I'm going to tackle this the way that I'm planning on doing it here. So okay, alrighty, so I believe that should be good. And after we get this tap out of here, we'll start working on the profile that we have to cut. Alright, I turned this little step down. I don't know if you guys can see. See if I can bring you a little closer there. So that's like 109 thousandths in diameter, 7/64, and I'm going to bring this over a little bit. Like I say, once again, this is purely decorative, actually that might be a little bit bigger than what I want, but let me see. Alright, so now we got to turn a little ball in this, but I think I'm going to flip this around, and I'm going to do the same thing on the other side, and then I'll put my ball turner in there, and we'll cut a little curved profile in that. So I'll bring you back in a little bit. I don't know if this is making sense to anybody yet, but I'm hoping when it's all done, it will make sense. Alright, so let's give this a shot here. We're going to see, so the idea is we're going to turn a slight radius on this here. And I'm not going to make a complete ball, but just a little bubble on around the side. So now I had to move this out a bit because the collet was going to hit the compound here. So let's see. We're only taking light cuts. It's only brass, and let's hope for the best here. Alright, I'm not going to go any further than that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to clean this up with the parting tool, straighten that out, and then in here I'm going to do the same too. I'm going to do the same thing as well. So, but I'm going to leave this set up for now, and just flip this around. I already cut the other profile on the other side, anticipating that I didn't want to have to set this thing up a second time. And actually I'm kind of happy with that. That looks pretty cool. And let's get this pin up here. And let's see here. That's about right there. Alright, pull that thing out of the way. And mark that. Alright, let's cut this one the same way. Alright, so I'll put a little bit more detail on that, and go trim that guy up, clean him up. looks pretty good. And flip it over and do the other side. I think that looks pretty good. So now what I got to do is I got to drill a hole through the side of this here. So I'll put this in the collet block and do that over on the mill in a little bit. Alright, so we got to drill 3/64 hole through this ball end. And what I did was I put the piece in my collet block here and used an edge finder on each side and used the half function on the digital readout. Got the center, and then I just came in 3/32 of an inch in, and so got my baby center drill. We'll hit that, and then now I don't have a 3/64 drill bit, but the closest I have is a number 56 drill. So dealing with some really small sizes here. So alright, so let's get going here, and let's get that a little closer in. And once I get that drilled, I'll just take this out of the collet block, flip it around, the other one's on the other side, and that'll still maintain my center in the Y direction here, and I'll just relocate it when I'm ready. Alright, that side's drilled. I think before I do anything else, I'm going to just chase that with a tap, and because that's already threaded. I don't know if when the drill punched through, if it left the burr or not. So before I do anything else, I'm going to just run a tap through that, clean it up. I'll bring you back. I'll bring you back in a little bit. I'm going to do the other side exactly the same way. No sense showing it again. So. Back over here on the lathe, so I got both the holes drilled as you saw me do the one on just a little while ago on the mill, and put it back in the lathe here, and we're going to part that off. This is an overall length of 1/4 of an inch. Once again, it's really not a critical measurement. It's expressed in a fraction, so you know it's. It's 10-15 thousandths off either way. It's no big deal. But so I'm gonna part this off, and then I'll pull this piece of stock out, flip it around, and then part the other one off, and that'll leave me with material to make the lifting eye, which will be coming up soon. So let's get going. Okay, so those two little pieces are pretty much done. I just gotta clean that little burr off on the bottom. You guys can see, and yeah, one of them came out a little bit longer. That little nub at the end came out a little bit longer on one, but okay. So I'll get that faced off, and we'll start working on the lifting eye there.